Welcome to MurrayState University. This is a university that is very welcoming to international students. As a matter of fact, I am a former international student. That's a long time ago. About 20 years ago, I came to the United States as a student in molecular biology, and here I am trying to pass the torch to many students. Hopefully, no. I think there is a really high probability and possibility that there's an opportunity for you here, and that's my job, to create an opportunity for all of you here. At this time, I am not here as an international student in a way, but I am here as a director for the Office of International Recruitment at MurrayState University. I have been working in this, helping international students for the last 15 years. I was in Arizona, then I was in Missouri, and now I'm here at Murray State, creating good opportunities for all of you. This partnership with Global Ed is brand new, so I'm very excited. I feel old. I see that everybody's so young in this room, so this is a good thing. A lot of energy, a lot of good energy, and so Murray State University is a public university. I am sharing the screen, so if you're not seeing the screen, let me know. But I think everybody is. This is a picture of campus now that the summer is coming. Things are starting to get alive and a lot of activity on campus. Murray State University is a university that is located in the state of Kentucky. You can see in the map that it's in the center of the United States. If I like to call it that way, it's basically the heart of the United States. That area of the country where Kentucky is located is what we call the Midwest. We are where you see the little tiny star, very west of Kentucky. A lot of agriculture, but I'm going to elaborate on many of the programs we have, because we have, I tell the students, pretty much everything you're looking for, we have it. Now, as far as Murray State goes, we are a university that we celebrated 2 years ago. We celebrated 100 years. So we have a lot of experience forming professionals, preparing them for the job market. And also we have a lot of experience, probably 60 years in international education as well. So we are very happy to be able to expand our horizons, especially now in the Caribbean, with this amazing partnership with Global Ed. We have about 150 different programs. Normally, I tell the students that whatever you're looking for, most likely we have it. Murray State University has about 10,000 students. And out of the 10,000, about 700 to 800 students are international students from about 55, 60 different countries. So there is going to be a community for you. We have students from the Bahamas. We have students from Colombia. We have students from Venezuela. We have students from Brazil. We have students from even from Cuba. We have students. So we have a really large community, especially from the Caribbean, and I'm looking forward to have brand new countries where you guys are from. We have students from Jamaica as well. They join our athletics or our disciplines in athletics as well. Murray State University also is a university with many different programs. Here is an example of many of the programs we have. These are some of the most popular ones. As I said, we have about 150 different programs. So these are just a little quick picture or a glimpse of what we have on campus. I also like to I like to divide these programs in 4 or 5 different families. First of all, I like to highlight the engineering programs, where we have aerospace, where we have mechanical engineering, where we have electrical engineering. We also have civil engineering. We have also some other engineering technology programs, and if some of you have heard of those, I can elaborate on that, but also really exciting opportunities for students looking into the engineering fields. We also have a lot of programs in tech. That is, an industry that is blooming in the United States. A lot of job opportunities for all of you looking into tech, such as computer science, information systems, data science, data analytics, cybersecurity as well. We are very strong, especially in cybersecurity and computer science. So good opportunities also for those programs. Some of the most popular programs for us in Southeast Asia and China, for example, is the business programs, where we have finance, economics, business administration, management, marketing, and some others in business. So keep those in mind as well if that's your choice. But we also have the natural sciences, as I like to call them. So I include there the nursing, I include their occupational safety, I include their biology, I include their chemistry. So, and the final family I like to include is everything else. So you can also look for psychology, you can also look for sociology, music, English, literature. So, as I said, 150 different programs that are all at your disposal, depending on what your inclinations are professionally. Here's also a small list. We have about 40 different master's degrees. I know that that might not be your intention, but if it is, know that we have about 40 different programs at a graduate level. Keep in mind this particular STEM, because this is going to come into play in a little bit. STEM means science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. That anybody who is interested in those particular programs, there is a lot of benefits to that, especially that any STEM, if you graduate with a program in STEM, it can be a master's or it can be also at a bachelor's degree, because, for example, biology is a STEM, chemistry is a STEM, civil and sustainability engineering is a STEM. So many programs in STEM. If you graduate with one of these programs, you will have the opportunity to work in the United States for 3 years. And keep that in mind. I can answer any questions at the end also, or throughout the presentation as well. So we have 40 different programs as a graduate levels. One of the most popular ones is the MBA, but also the Masters in Information Systems, also the Masters in Cybersecurity Management, which I was part of. I graduated with a master's degree in cybersecurity. So I'm also having the opportunity to work in that field. Let's just talk about the admission requirements in general for all of you. And I think there are some exciting changes that we made this particular year. In general, and we require students to provide English proficiency, but to the majority of you guys, especially, Grenada, San Luis, St. Martin, and then many countries in the Caribbean, many islands in the Caribbean, we are going to waive the English proficiency. This is brand new. We just accomplished that. And so you guys won't have to be concerned about the English proficiency. That save you money, save you time, save you preparation. So for those of you at a bachelor's degree, we will only require your transcripts. You want to have a minimum GPA of 2.0 in the scale of 4. We will require a copy of your passport, of course, and we will require the financial support. And I'm going to elaborate on that in a little bit. Also, for those of you looking into graduate program, there is a new change. Also, we eliminated the GRE requirement for most of our programs. There are only 2 programs that require the GRE. Those ones are, those ones are MS Biology and MS Clinical Psychology. And you can actually, if that's the field that you're interested in, you can explore a waiver based on your job experience and your GPA as well. You can build up a case. I can help you build up a case in front of the respective department, so you can ask for a waiver. A lot of times it happens if your grades are good. So that in general, those are the admission requirements. I'm going to repeat them again. Your transcripts, minimum GPA of 2.0 on the scale of 4 for bachelor's degrees, copy of your passport, and the financial support. For master's degrees, also the GRE could be a requirement, but the GPA for master's degrees starts at a 3.0, 2.75 or 3.0 and higher. So keep that in mind. Let's just talk about one of the main questions that everybody have here. How much does it cost to study in the United States? Now, these are the numbers for most of you looking into bachelor's degree and master's degrees. The tuition for a bachelor's degree is only $15,000, and that is without any scholarship. I'm going to elaborate on that in a little bit. So that is what the cost of tuition is per year. Also, housing and meals is $11,600, and medical insurance is about $2,000 for a total of cost of attendance $28,000, $28,000. So for master's degrees, we do have a cost of of tuition of about $7,000 per year. Housing and meal for graduate students is about $7,500 for a total cost of attendance of about $16,000. So that is without any scholarships. Now let's talk about scholarships. We do have three types of scholarships. We do have athletic scholarships. We are a Division I university, so we have 7 disciplines for boys and 9 disciplines for girls. So that could be a possibility. Sometimes athletic scholarships can give you full ride with tuition and housing, or can only give you tuition or only housing. There's a lot of opportunities in athletics for all of you. We do also have scholarships, academic scholarships. They are based on your GPA. So these particular scholarships can give you somewhere in between $500 and $2,000. So keep in mind that if you apply to many of them, you can get a good amount of money out of 3, 4. There is a chance that there is about 8 to 10 different scholarships. You can apply to all of them. If you get 2, 3, or 3 or 4 of those, that's a good money that you're actually getting towards your tuition. We also have some scholarships, such as the transfer scholarships. So if you are already at a university or a community college and you decide to transfer, we can give you $1,500 based on your GPA. We do have another family of scholarships, which is the vocational scholarships, where this is an example of those. The International Leadership Scholarship, it will give you also about $1,000 per year. That is also opportunities for you to get some money towards your tuition. We also have the opportunity for you to work on campus. Any international students, and there is a lot of jobs on campus for all of you. You can work a maximum of 20 hours a week, where you will be making somewhere in between, I don't know, $650 and $700. The cost of living here in Murray is incredibly affordable. To give you an example, an apartment here could range between $600 and $700 a month. So if you share an apartment, 2-bedroom apartment with 2 or 3 friends, hey, the cost of living is going to be decreasing considerably for you to make sure that you are able to afford your stay here in Murray State. I'm not going to elaborate on this English language program because the majority of you all will have a waiver for the English proficiency. Here is some of the services we offer on campus. The campus of the university here in the United States is like a city within a city. Here in campus, we have classrooms, offices, but we also have dining places or restaurants for all of you. If you want to eat on campus, we also have like a small stores where you can buy food, grocery stores, or other type of Starbucks, those kind of things. We also have, you will be under with the guidance of the international office. We have a team of immigration advisors who are going to help you keep your immigration status. We have career services. They help you basically put together your resume, apply for job all around the United States, and they help you put together your resume. So this office is going to be of really good help for you when you're about to be looking for jobs. We have health services. That's basically a clinic on campus. God forbid you get sick, you have immediate assistance within the university. We have a wellness center where everybody goes to be fit and then work towards fitness. As I was mentioning, dining venues on campus. So you technically don't have to leave campus for anything. So that's a good opportunity for all of you. Here are the deadlines for spring and fall. The one coming up is fall. You still have the chance to the opportunity to apply for bachelor's degree before July 19 or for a master's degree before June 28. Make sure, and I always recommend apply early. I mean, if you're ready to apply right now, March is a good month. That way we can provide the answer from the university as soon as possible, and then you will have plenty of time to go for that visa appointment at your home country. Here is my information. I'm going to put it in the chat in a little bit, but here's my email and my WhatsApp number. I can always reach out, or you can always reach out to me on WhatsApp, so that way I will have answers for you immediately. So I'll leave it there. I don't know if there are more questions, but I'll be here to answer those.
All right, thank you very much, Ruben. So before we open up the floor for questions, I do want to acknowledge that a lot of these topics that were discussed, you can find some of these things on the website. So if you are in need of possibly reviewing some of the stuff that Ruben just talked about, you can also explore the website and you can get that information there. Ruben, there was a question in the group chat where someone was asking whether or not the presentation is available, but I know most of it is already on the website because I went through the website and saw a lot of the information there.
The presentation is not available on the website, but I can share with you. This is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to open here I'm going to share with all of you on the chat a flyer that I have. And that flyer has a really accurate summary of the information that I just shared with you on the present. That's basically a summary of the presentation, the flyer that I just provided to you right after my email and my WhatsApp number. So make sure that you download that flyer, take a look at it. There is a QR code in the second page where you can see our application, where you can see also the link where you can apply for scholarships, where you can see most of the popular programs, et cetera, et cetera.
All right, great. So do we have any questions from the chat? If you have any questions, feel free to either unmute your microphone and ask your question, or you can post your question in the group chat and we'll read through the questions that you may have.
Good night, everyone.
True.
My question would be in terms of, could you just refresh me again in terms of the payment I'm seeing for masters? I'm seeing a 7,000 figure, and there's also a 16,000 figure at the bottom. Is it that it's 16,000 per year?
Yeah. Let me show you that. Yeah, I'm going to share the screen again. Here is the table that you were talking about.
Right, I see.
Yeah. So the cost of attendance is 16,800 for master's degree. That includes everything: tuition, housing, meals, medical insurance, books. That is an estimate that you will have to show to us in a bank account so that we can issue to you the I-20, which is the document that you will use to apply for your visa. This doesn't mean that you're going to spend that money. This is just the United States government asking, hey, this is what it costs to live in Murray. Do you have that money? And if you do, we'll give you green light for you to apply for a visa. That's basically what it is. Now, when you get here, you can decide if you live on campus or you can decide to live off campus. A lot of students do that because you can cook on your own, you can share an apartment, and that reduces the cost of attendance per year.
Question.
Yeah.
So for individuals who want to pursue graduate degrees, let's say a master's degree, do they have the potential to get an assistantship? Because most times once you get an assistantship, for anyone interested, that essentially takes your costs way down, because a lot of the times the assistantship covers a stipend,
yep,
along with tuition waivers. So essentially that number you might be seeing would essentially let's say be cut in half if you get an assistantship. So I guess my question is, what is the likelihood of finding assistantships for students who might be interested in doing graduate degrees?
That is absolutely right. There is a high probability that you can get one of those. You'll have to apply. The first step is to be admitted to the program. Then I can share with you the link where you can look for those. And then if you get one of those, you get full tuition, and you also get a job in that department where you will be paid to work for them a maximum of 20 hours a week. So, and there is plenty of those. I did my grad school with one of those. There's a lot of opportunities for international students looking into graduate studies with the graduate assistantships. Yeah.
Ruben, there's a question here where someone's asking whether or not the master's programs that you showed on the list, whether that's available to international students.
Those popular ones. So it's just hard for me to put everything on a slide. So we more than that, and then if you can tell me which one you're looking for, I'll be happy to provide some detailed information on the program that you're looking for. Yeah, here is the list of the most popular graduate programs here that I'm sharing right now. These are the most popular for international students, but it doesn't mean that that's everything.
Yeah.
So there is a question about law.
Yeah.
Study law in the United States is very different than in most of other countries in the world. Here, first, you need to accomplish a bachelor's degree of 4 years. It can be in any field. I've seen lawyers that are civil engineers first, or they get a bachelor's degree in English, or they get a bachelor's degree in biology, and then they move forward to law school. We do have we do have partnership with schools that have law school where you can transfer to, and you can do pre-law with us. That's how we call it, pre-law. So I see another question where somebody is, I'm gonna go through this. Somebody is at an online program, an MBA, and you want to get into another master's program and get an F1 visa along with the graduate assistantship. So yes, we do accept transfer credits. Now, keep in mind that if you are in an MBA and you transfer to cybersecurity, there's not going to be many of the courses that transfer. But if you transfer to another MBA, there's a good possibility. There is a limit. There is a limit on the number of credits that transfer as a grad student, so maximum of 9. So keep that in mind. I just got a reminder that the meeting will end up in 10 minutes, so I want to try to rush through this. Is there an education management program for undergraduate students? Yes, this school was originally been a school, a normal school, how we call it in many countries. So one of the strong programs we have here is education. Education has a bachelor degrees, master's degrees, and also doctoral degrees. So that's an opportunity for you. I'm gonna make sure that I have my email and my phone number here, because the meeting is gonna end in 10 minutes. So if there are any questions that are unanswered, feel free to send me a WhatsApp or an email.
Good night. Thanks for the information. One question with regards to the length of time that you accept credits for. For example, if somebody would have completed a degree already and interested in doing another degree along the similar lines, how much time in between do you allow for example, for like a transfer of credits or something like that?
So let's say that let me see if I understand your question. Let's say that you completed an MBA and you want to apply for an MBA with us.
Yeah, well, you completed a bachelor's, but you're interested in doing another bachelor's degree.
Oh, okay.
Along the same lines, but along the same, let's say it's in science.
Try not to apply to the same bachelor's degree because you won't be accepted. So let's say that you get a bachelor's degree in biology in your country and you apply for chemistry, that's perfectly fine. And then many courses are going to be related to it. Let's say you finish a bachelor's degree in finance in your country and you apply for a bachelor's degree in economics. There are going to be, you will probably have to do only 2 years because you will be something we call a post-bac. Post is somebody who already finished a bachelor's degree and is looking into finish another bachelor's degree in the United States.
But how long from the previous matriculation do you need? Is it considered valid?
Everything, all 4 years.
No, I think Ruben, I think what she's asking is there a particular time you can stay away from school before your credits would not be accepted?
No. Well, that's about, I think there is a frame of about 10 years, 10 or 15 years. But some of those things have changed. You will have to tell me details about you. Maybe you can email me and tell me, Ruben, I finished in this year, and I'll check for you. But it's just hard to say an answer just in the air without details.
Understood. No problem.
Send me an email and I'll be happy to provide accurate assistance to you based on your case.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question. So we are going to be wrapping up in the next 6 or so minutes. So if you have questions, I do see some questions here, Ruben. We could go through those pretty quickly.
Yeah. So I do have a civil engineering degree. I don't have a civil engineering master's degree. That is a quick answer for that. What is the qualifying GPA for a scholarship? It depends on the scholarship. Some scholarships, if you get 3.8 to 4, you get $4,000. If you get 3.4 to 3.8, you get about $3,000, and if you get from 3 to 3.2, I think you get $1,500. It depending on the scholarship, depending on the GPA and depending on the scholarship.
Ruben, I see someone asking whether or not there's a waiver for master's programs with the application fee.
No, unfortunately, I just say, yeah, I know it's hard for me to say, but unfortunately, no. We had the whole United States had a bunch of situations in the last 3 years with waivers. So many of the schools that I know, they're not waiving. So we were one of those.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially the public schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone is asking, what if their GPA is below the required amount needed for a master's program? Is there any hope in applying still, even if it's below?
You can apply with a lower GPA, but make sure that it's not too low. Let's say that the minimum requirement is 3.0. If you have a 2.9, you can fight a case based on maybe your work experience, or if you have the GRE that could count, even though it's not required, but that could build your case.
Okay. Another question here is in terms of transfer students. Are you familiar, Ruben, with the University of the West Indies?
No.
Okay. So that's a university that is based in the Caribbean. So they're asking whether or not credits from those types of universities would be accepted.
Yeah, we receive credit from, imagine we receive applications from more than 100 countries. So we are very familiar with the school systems around the world, and the Caribbean is not the exception. So we will look into that. We will work with you if you're graduated from that university. We will let you know in detail what we need if you're looking into transfer credits.
Also, Ruben, can you answer whether or not they would need to do their own private evaluation of their transcripts, or would the university do that?
Free. Yeah, we will do it for free for all of you. Yeah.
Okay, so that's great, guys. So some universities would require that you go to an external organization to get your transcripts evaluated, but in this case, they do the internal evaluation. So that is a huge cost saver there and convenient.
The only cost you will have to pay will be the application fee. Then we will do everything for you for free. The transcript evaluation, send you the documents, everything. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions before we wrap up? We do have 3 minutes left, and I don't want anybody to not have an opportunity to ask their questions. While we await the last few questions, what I would say is, so all of you would have received some form of communication from us. That's why I obviously think you got the link for the meeting today. So if you have questions, and it's not necessarily primarily something that you want to ask Ruben, but you want to ask us, we can also answer those types of questions for you, or we can get the necessary help or answers that we need for you. And as I said earlier, we really want you all to follow us on social media, because we are posting a lot of interviews and work there that we think you can benefit from. So do that also. Just to be clear,
there's another question about fully funded scholarship. The only fully funded scholarships that you're going to find are in athletics. Otherwise, in all the United States, there's no fully funded scholarships for international students.
Yeah, that is worth emphasizing. It's very difficult to get a fully funded scholarship in the US.
You can apply for a Fulbright scholarship.
Yeah, unless you get something like a Fulbright, yeah. But what I would say too is that students, if you take the first step and you can at least show that you can fund yourself for the first year, there are more possibilities that can open up to you when you're here, because you have the opportunity to work. There's the departmental scholarships that you can get. There's a bunch of other things that you can get funding from. So don't limit yourself in case you think it's a little difficult to make that first initial payment or whatever it might be. But there are other opportunities for funding.
There is the link for graduate assistantship. Somebody asked me for it. So make sure you just spend some time on it, because you'll be able to find them there.
And let me just add something real quick. concerning the person that asked about scholarships and funding and everything else. As he said, scholarships/funding, full ride scholarships are for athletes. That's not available to the average person. However, how you need to look at this opportunity is as an investment. The likelihood is once you establish yourself in the US, you'll most likely stay in the US or go elsewhere because you have options. So it's an investment that you would have to make now to then get the benefits of it later. So consider it like that.
Well, before this meeting is over, I can't remember the time, but it's been a pleasure. Thank you for all of you, and know that you're not going to be alone in this process. Yeah, here it is. I am Murray State is here in this great partnership with Global Ed. They will be able to answer any questions you have. We can all work together to guide you through this path.